Welcome. Thank you for joining us for our next edition of the 49er Industry Chat. I am going to pause as we welcome our attendees today. I will go ahead and get started. My name is Noemi Guevara. I'm the Director of Alumni Engagement at California State University, Long Beach. Thank you for joining us today. Before we start, I would like to let you know that this session is being recorded and it will live on our website at csulb.edu/alumni. Today, I would like to encourage you to use our Q&A box located above or below your screen to submit any questions throughout the chat today for our guest speaker. And now it's my honor to introduce Vanessa Clark. Her title of her chat today is Overcoming Your Circumstances to Achieve Success. Vanessa is a single parent and proud Navy mom from Santa Ana, California. She earned her BS from CSULB in criminal justice and is a first-generation college graduate. Vanessa worked for 15 years with the Orange County District Attorney's Office, starting off as an office technician and working her way to an Attorney Clerk II. She obtained her paralegal certificate at UC Irvine and is a Notary Public. In 2022, she started working in private law as a paralegal in family law and personal injury with Madison Law, APC. She also serves on the board of Southwest Community Center in Santa Ana, which assists in providing services for the homeless and is an active member of the Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. Please join me in welcoming Vanessa Clark to today's 49er Industry Chat. Thank you, Vanessa, so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
And I usually like to start off, at the beginning, what was your experience like? Why did you choose CSULB as the university?
Okay, so like I said, I grew up and nobody really encouraged me to go to college, or I didn't have that, my parents didn't go to school. I had an older brother, he decided to go to the Navy, but I was really, I knew what I wanted to do. So obviously college was in my view. I just looked at where can I go to thrive. I love the beach, and I wanted some diversity. And it was weird. I picked like Fresno, Fullerton, and Long Beach. I really couldn't afford to go out of state. And we chose, I say we, because I have a twin sister. So we both, yeah. We both went to the same school, but so Long Beach was it. We felt like Long Beach was the best fit for us. It wasn't too far from home, and it was like I said, the beach living got it for me. So yes, I chose Cal State Long Beach.
Did you start off as a freshman?
Yes, I did. I came
both you and your sister?
Yes, we came straight from college. But we got prepared in high school. We joined the AVID program. I don't know if you guys know what AVID is. So basically, it helps you get into college and make sure you take all your prerequisites, make sure how to fill out, your FAFSA, and it's a useful guide for college track students. So we already knew we wanted to go to college. So we got into that, and then that helped us, with applications, with scholarships. And so, yeah, so I got accepted into Long Beach. That's where I decided to go. Originally, my major was liberal studies because I wanted to be a teacher. I always knew I wanted to help people. But then as I got into the school, the criminal justice program was really good, really big. So I decided to change my major to criminal justice. Plus, I also wanted to be a police officer. My brother, who's a role model to me, he was, like I said, he went to the Navy and then he became a police officer. And I seen him he was making good money, it was a good honorable profession. So I was like, okay, I want to be a police officer. I'm going to change my major to criminal justice. But then when I got closer to graduation, I was like, do I really want to be a police officer? Because I seen what he was going through. I mean, he was getting shot at, all the repeats, like it's report writing, like all this stuff. So I was like, okay. And then I seen online the DA's office was hiring. So I was like, So I applied for the district attorney's office. This was, let me go back. It took me 7 years to get through school. So that's why I say never give up. just because I had a child. So trying to go to school, be a mother. I had to work still because I was on financial aid, but it was one of those work study financial aid. So I was working. So it took me a while. I did have to stop for a little while. Like I went to when I had my daughter, I went to the community college, but then I came back. Yes, because, to finish. So, so that was a process.
So as a first generation, college student, it's hard for many of us because we don't have anyone to look.
We don't have the guidance. Yeah, I didn't have the
guidance or to navigate. So, you for Advent was one of your gateways to help you at Long Beach. Like, did you seek out any services, to help you guide? Like, how did you know? Like, what attracted you from criminal justice from liberal studies? It was just the coursework, or just in your mind, like, I might want to go into law enforcement in the future?
Yeah, I think it was more of, I was trying to figure out like what career would be more profitable because I was a single mother. I'm trying to make money. And I didn't think the liberal studies majors, I was seeing teachers and what their salaries were. And I was like, no, that's not going to be enough for me. And then, like I said, my brother was doing it and he was making good money and he loved it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to criminal justice. I knew I wanted to pick a job that I knew, like, even the economy fails, the worst case scenario, I'm always going to have a job. I mean, sorry, there's always going to be criminals. We're always going to be employed.
Right.
So that was my motivation. And then, like I said, I applied for the DA's office. I got the job and it was pretty much all that I expected it to be and more. Like I said, I was all in to learning about the criminal justice system. I learned, all the penal codes. I learned how to do motions. You learn how to, deal with the public, how to interact with, like, I know judges, private attorneys, public defenders. We all work, closely together. It was an eye opener, but I learned so much, and I'm so grateful for what the district attorney's office gave me. Like I said, I started off as an office technician, and I worked my way all the way up to an attorney clerk too. It takes some years because what you do is you rotate through the different desks. Like you'll start off at reception, and I'll rotate you to the pretrial desk, arraignment desk, jury trial desk, complaints, like all these different. And then as you rotate through the desk, that's how you get your like then you become an attorney clerk 1 and then an attorney clerk 2. So I got to the point where I was attorney clerk 2 for like 10 years, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be something, more. I feel like I mastered everything that I've learned from the DA's office. So then that's when I decided to go back to school and get my paralegal certificate. I just felt like it was more of a job that I wanted. So I got that from UCI. That took me about 2 years. You kind of go at your own pace there. I mean, I think they give you up until 4 years to complete it, but you could go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. It took me 2 years, obviously, because I was a mother and I was working full time. So I went to school in the evening. I would take maybe 1 or 2 classes, like on a Tuesday or Thursday night. And then I accomplished that. So then I went back with my paralegal skills to the DA's office, and they let me do a little bit more advanced work. Like paralegals are really needed to do like discovery. Like right now, electronic discovery is really big. And so I started doing that, but I still wanted to do more. So I just try to find always a way to be more useful and to be more, just gain more knowledge. I'm a go-getter. So I went and got my my notary certificate. So like, I'm a Notary Public now. And then something just caught my eye about law firms. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should go work at a law firm. So just this year, I actually decided to take the leap. It was hard because, I was working for the DA's office for 15 years and people get used to the security of, oh, it's a county job. You have your retirement, you have all this, but I still wanted more. And I knew more was out there for me. So I made the leap and I applied for a job at Madison Law. And the reason why I just love this place is because they knew I came from a background of criminal justice. They really don't do criminal law. So they were like, well, how would you like to do family law? I was like, I could do that. So they hired me with no family law experience, but the reason why he hired me is because he knew and he's seen the passion that I had to learn. I was very confident, like I could learn this, you know. I'm a paralegal, like that's what we do, we figure it out.
Right.
And he was really impressed by my determination. He was like, okay, we'll give you a chance. And I've been here, I left the DA's office in January. I started here January the 18th, and I'm loving it. It is a lot to learn. I'm still learning, but it's night and day. I compare it to like when you leave college, I mean high school, and you go to college, how you're so independent, whereas in high school everything is structured. You know, you have first period from this time and this time, lunches this time, all the bells are ringing, and make sure you get to class on time. If you don't get to class on time, you got, you know, the campus saying, where are you at? Why aren't you in class? Well, here it's totally different. Like at the DA's office, I had to be at work from 8 to 5. If you're late, you know, you get dinged and things like that. You take your lunch at this time, don't be late. And I had to do one job all day long. Like if you have the discovery desk, all you do is discovery all day long. And so when I came here, they was like, oh, just come in when you want. Like, just, you know, as long as you do your work, talk to your attorney, make sure you're getting your work done, you know, don't miss no deadlines and things like that. So I'm like, okay, you know, they don't monitor me.
It's a different world.
A whole different world. And my day is never the same. Every day I come in, it's something new. I'm doing something different. I'm always, like I said, it's learning. But it's a good thing. I like it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
It's wonderful.
But I do recommend, like a new person, like if you're just getting into the workforce, I think it was good to start off at the DA's office because it taught you a lot of structure. It taught you how to really be in a job. So those things, those tools that you do need, because if you're not used to being independent and on your own, this wouldn't work for you. You know, I think you would fail if you're not used to, you know, time management and being to work on time, things like that. You have to learn those skills at a job. Like a job teaches you that.
Yeah.
And then later on, you know, maybe in like 5 years, and then you transfer over to, you know, like how I did to a private firm to further your skills.
Definitely. So I do have a question, you know, I think, how did you think of applying for the district attorney jobs? You know, navigating government jobs could be a challenge and a learning curve as well. Like, how did you navigate that? Is it an easy process? Because I believe some government jobs, there's some kind of testing involved.
Yeah, it's a process. So you apply, pray that you pass it through the screening, and then you got to take a test. I had to take a typing test because, you know, I was clerical, so they wanted to see if you could type, do a typing test. Of course, you had to go do a background check, you know, working for the DA's office.
DA's office.
A misdemeanor or a felony trying to work there. So yeah, you have to go through a background check. So it was pretty lengthy. Don't think you're going to apply for the job and get it next month. Like it was like a 3 to 4 month process. Yeah, it's a process. So I passed everything, and then, like I said, I started working. But I chose that job because, again, security. I knew the county job was, you know, I had people that worked for county, and, you know, they would say, oh, I've been there 30 years, you know what I'm saying? So I knew it was a secure job, and I would have a retirement and all those things you want when you're leaving a job. Because, like I said, I see my parents, they left jobs, they don't have retirements, you know what I'm saying? They're just
living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, living paycheck to paycheck, only depending on Social Security. And I was like, oh, I don't want to live like this. You know,
Exactly.
You kind of like, they inspired me, like, I want to do better than them. Maybe they didn't have the education, maybe they didn't know. So, but I do. I know now. And I wanted to teach my daughter something different. Like my daughter watched me go through this process. And even though she thought probably I was crazy, like, why are you going to school and why are you doing this? But as she got older, she was like, oh, I understand. Now I know why, you know, why you did this. And it was a lot of hard work, but it all paid off. Like I said, I'm the happiest of my life right now. Like I felt like I finally made it. I made it.
Yeah, and you have.
Yeah,
You know, with your criminal justice background, you know, going to school, what made you decide to go for the paralegal certificate if you already had your bachelor's in criminal justice?
I just wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to learn more. I mean, I did briefly want to be a lawyer.
An attorney, okay.
Yeah, so I knew if I could accomplish being a paralegal, because you know what they say, paralegals are really the ones that do all the work.
Work right.
We're the ones that, I mean, really the attorneys, they know how to argue in court and do all that. But trust me, I'm the one telling her what to do. I'm the one like, you need to get this done. You need this is the deadline to file, like this, you know, reminding her, you got, you know, so we're their backbone. So, and I like that. Like I said, I like being that person.
Or of the behind the scenes person.
Yes. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll hold off going to law school and I'll do the paralegal thing because I was still fulfilling my dream of what I wanted to do. And it was cheaper. those loans for law school are pretty pricey.
They are. So what is your day like as a paralegal? Like what could people or students, you know, they're thinking about like, what does your day look like?
Yeah, like I said, my day varies. I mean, you could be, it's a lot of emailing, a lot of research, like, because every court, like we deal with Orange County, LA, San Bernardino, Riverside, Fresno, like we take cases from all over. So a lot of research because each court runs differently. Each courts have different deadlines. Each court has different way to file paperwork. Some still do paper, some want e-filing, you know, some want, they have their own separate entities where you just send in. So you have to learn all that. So you're learning that. Sometimes you gotta, you know, can you write this brief for me? Can you write this motion? Or, you know, can you fill out these forms for me? So you're doing that, calling clients, making sure they have all their paperwork in, they don't have it in. I have to guide them like, hey, you know, we're working with divorces here. We need their income statements. We need their banks. We need their retirements. They don't give that to us. I got to follow up and say, hey, we still need these, you know, this paperwork. We're scheduling appointments, I'm calendaring, like I said, she has a trial coming up. I got to make sure we have everything ready for trial. I did my first trial binder. So you're putting together trial binders. So like I said, every day is so different. I mean, we do so much stuff.
And that's what makes your job interesting. And
yes,
you know, that not one day is the same thing over and over, you know?
Yes.
Wonderful. So why did you decide, and I think you touched about it briefly, you know, transition from working for the government entity into private law? Was it just to learn more and just expand your portfolio?
It was to learn more and to grow because I felt like sometimes the DA's office put you at a cap. I don't know if you guys know. So like I was an attorney clerk too.
Just this box that.
Yeah, and this is all I do, and this is all like, whereas here, I could learn so much. I mean, we do some of everything. We do family law, we do personal injury, we do taxes, we do immigration, bankruptcy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could learn in all these different areas of law. So I was like, that's great. And then, like I said, he gives you the opportunity. I mean, he even told me, if you want to go to law school, we'll help you. So that was like a great motivator. And obviously, to me, the pay was much more in the private sector. And, you know, we could get bonuses, things like that. Whereas the county job, this was your pay and that was it. You know, that was it. Yeah. So, and they reward you on doing good work. Like if we bring in clients, you know, if we maybe do a big case and we win, we get rewarded for things.
Okay, the PR for it. Yeah. Would you consider, I mean, that's a great incentive for them to help you through law school. Would you consider that maybe?
I want to master being a paralegal first.
Okay.
Like I said, and then, yeah, but it's not, you know, maybe 3-4 years down the line, I would not count it out. I definitely would take that into consideration.
So switching gears a little bit about going into more of the networking world, you know, you're part of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. Can you share with us, you know, what has that brought to your life? And just if you have advice for our students, you know, that might be watching, you know, what could being part of something like that do for them?
Well, being a part of sorority, I have a sisterhood for life. Our sisterhood is so deep and so We have girls like during COVID, like girls had COVID, we would send them care packages, things like that, check on them, making sure they're okay. Anywhere we go, we're connected. So like say I go to New York and I don't have a place to stay, I could call my sister. There's like a directory of girls in New York and I could call any of them and say, hey, I'll be here for a week. Can anybody put me up? Or, if you're stranded on the side of the road, you need some help. I'm in Arizona, I don't know nobody. I could call one of my sisters. That to me was like, wow, like I have never had a sisterhood like that. And that happened. When I got into sorority, they knew I was working here at the law office and I had a mentor. She was like, oh, I have some office clothes for you, some shoes. Like, she's giving me bags of stuff. I have a sister, she's looking for a job. They're like, oh, I know somebody, what field is she working? She's a teacher. Oh, I have somebody that, constantly you could, so from school to work, like I said, that network to me was priceless. And then, like I said, we do a lot of things for the community. I've always wanted to join a sorority. It's just that I joined it late. I did the grad chapter, but I had wanted to do it in the undergrad. I just missed out because I was so busy with my child and just trying to get through school. But I think it's something that you definitely should do. It's so rewarding. And like I said, just the sisterhood and the networking is beyond. Like I'm still blown away. Like everywhere I go, like I traveled to New York, not New York, to Nevada recently. And I was just wearing my shirt, Sigma Gamma Rho. And I had another soror was like, hey, soror, how you doing? Do you need anything? Are you okay? These are perfect strangers. I did not know this woman, but only because I was a member of Sigma Gamma Rho, they just embraced me. So
yeah, that power of networking and sisterhood is like
unbelievable.
Yeah, you never know what who you might meet and what connections they have that connect you to your next big thing.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And I know in reading your bio, you're also a board member of the Southwest Community Center. Can you share your experience there and advice to the next generation on why they should get involved, with organizations like that one?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm from Santa Ana and I've seen the city change. And we have a lot of homeless and they have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to, so what Southwest Community Center does is we feed the homeless. They have breakfast and lunch every day, even on the weekends. They could shower. We give them resources like say you can't pay your rent or you can't, utility bills. We would give you vouchers for that. We help you with, filing your taxes. We give you clothes. Every year we have like in December, we have where Santa will come and, give the children, Christmas gifts. We do, a lot of companies donate to us, like Disneyland would donate things. So we have a lot of things to give, a lot of the food pantries will, not the food, like the stores, like, so they know what we're doing. So they always donate. It's just something that I grew up with. Actually, it was my great grandma that started it. So every summer, that's where I was. Every summer we were out, just at the center, helping out, doing whatever we can. So it was very dear to my heart, but I just love helping the community. I mean, this is where I grew up and just to see that I can make a difference. And people remember me, like, oh, I remember when you were little. Yeah, there's people that have been going there for years. It's just an awesome experience, especially to what your sororities. We also have to be involved in community service. That's part of our requirement. And so I was like, I already have that one handle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm already in the community. So that's another thing, just to say that, I'm very proud of. But
you're out and about.
Yeah. But it's about you. I mean, you got to give back. Even though I'm doing okay, there's still people that are not. And so it's always good to give back.
Right. Yeah, that's something I always hear from our Career Development Center, how all our students and alumni are so humble and they're just willing, to give back to the community, in whatever shape or form, which is wonderful. Your Notary Public, can you share with us, why you chose to pursue that certification, and like, do you do a lot of things that's like gig work on the side?
Yeah, so I became a notary public because I seen the need. I just seen people be like, oh, I need a notary. I'm like, oh, it wasn't hard. It was just 8-hour class. But you never know when people need a notary, just to be, like I said, more available. And then maybe about a year or two ago, when like the housing market was crazy, everybody buying houses, and they needed notaries to do home loan signings. And like I said, I'm a single mom, so I'm always looking for a way to make some extra money. And it was really easy. I mean, it takes an hour, like to do a home loan, an hour, and you got paid good money for it. So that was my incentive for wanting to be a notary.
Wonderful. So I do have a couple questions. Any advice for students who currently try to juggle school, children, and work? How did you stay on course to finish school and focus?
Yes, you need a lot of help from a family and the Boys and Girls Club, YMCAs, they were like my best friends. If I didn't have someone helping me watch my daughter while I was in school, I wouldn't have done it. So you have to have people that will support you. And when people see you trying to do well, they seem to help. Like I said, my daughter went to the Boys and Girls Club, and I had to switch her schools one time. And first the director was like, oh, but we don't pick up at that school. And I was like, oh, God, what I'm going to do? And then he said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Like, what I'm saying? It's like, thank you, Jesus, that, you need, like I said, they see you doing well. So that was a blessing. Like I said, just motivation. Like I said, that child is motivation, like I said, I did grow up in Santa Ana, but I wanted more for her. So, I moved to Irvine to give her a better environment. I didn't want to have to pay for a private school. I'm like, we in Irvine, we in the best school, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I guess I would say, just when you're a parent, that child is your motivation. You want to do better for them. Sorry, I hope I answered your question?
Yeah, you answered your question. Yeah. You talked about that at the beginning, how you started school, you left school, and you went to community college, and you gave back, and that persistent of not giving up. But also I would like you to speak on, like, community college is not a bad track either. There are times where you could explore, and it's a great option. Like, not everyone's made for a 4-year university. And if it takes you 4, 6, or 7 years, it's okay.
Yes. I think community college is good for getting all your general education in. I'm sorry, I don't want to. I mean, I love going to the beach. I had a great experience going straight from college. But like you said, if right now you can't afford it, take all your your general educations at the community college, and then you just transfer over to the 4-year college.
Right.
That'll help. Or maybe taking your summer classes there. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit cheaper to take your summer classes, at the community college. So just things like that. If you don't want to, I know college isn't for everybody, because like I said, my daughter did not want to go to college. She told me straight up, Mom, I do not want to go to college. I think a trade school, right now, people are not really about, like, we still need electricians, we still need mechanics. Like, that stuff is not going away. So learn a trade. If you're, she was kind of interested in, like, maybe she loved makeup and doing hair. I'm like, well, do that. Like, just do something, get some type of skill, so you could be employable and make some money. But yeah, I'm all for, if college isn't for you, learn a trade. Definitely learn a trade. I mean, I know people going away from, like, working like longshoremen and things like that. People don't understand. Most people make good money.
Yeah.
And
just finding what your,
what your niche is.
What your niche is.
And go for it. Military, like I said, she ended up going to the military, and I think the military is a good way to learn what you want to do too, because she didn't really know what she wanted to do. So I was like, you know what? Go to the military, you'll learn a skill, and then when you're done, the military will pay for you to go to college. And so now she's getting ready to, and the military will pay for it. And all this time, she's deciding what she wants to do instead of, going to school and wasting it. You don't want to go to school and waste all that money. You know how you're young, you don't know what you want to do. You go to school, you're failing classes, or maybe you major in, I don't know, economics, and then you decide, I don't like economics. So that's a way to find yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Did you utilize any services for like the Career Development Center when you were on campus to find like the district attorney job, or an advisor in the criminal justice department? Like,
oh yeah, the criminal justice, because like I said, I was going on the path of, I thought I was going to be a police officer, or I like doing like corrections and things like that. So but yeah, just talking to people, getting advice, and then they were like, "Oh, have you ever thought of the district attorney's office?" I was like, "No," and so I went online and just applied, and luckily I got the job.
Right. I think you bring something up that sometimes, students are kind of afraid to talk to their faculty members, and they shouldn't. They're great resources. They're experts in their field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was not afraid to ask questions. You would talk to professors, like I said, guidance counselors, wherever you could talk to, get information, soak up all the knowledge that they know.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question. For students currently in the criminal justice program, there are so many different career paths. Any tips for students who aren't sure what path to pursue?
In the criminal justice program, you're saying?
Yeah.
I would, like I said, I think going to the D's office was a good deal for me, because you really got to learn and see what you like and what you don't like, because you still deal with probation officers, you still deal with police officers, you deal with judges, like I said, clerks. So you deal with DAs, obviously. So you can get a feel of what everyone's doing, and then you pick, oh, well, this is, I like this one more. I like what he's doing. I like what she's doing. So I thought that, like I said, the DA's office was a good opportunity to me to really learn the criminal justice program and all the different entities that help out, because you deal with them daily. Like I constantly have to call liaisons from whatever police department, to get police reports, calling sub officers. Then you build a rapport with them, and then you could ask them questions, or sometimes they're like, oh, we're looking for, an assistant in this department, in records, or, at the jail, things like that. So then you could be like, oh, okay. So I thought that's a good place to network too, So I would say, yeah, you go, I think the DA's office was a great opportunity, because you get to learn. But other places, I would just say you got to figure out, for one, what you like and what you want to do, because it's like the police departments have places where you could volunteer, and you can see if you like, actually doing police work. Like if you want to work in a law firm, maybe I would just say go volunteer and see if you like it. That's a way to kind of get your feet in the door and know if that's something that you want to do. Ask to shadow people if their job allows, but hey, can I just shadow you for a day and see what you do? Things like that.
Oh, very great. Thank you. As of because of the pandemic,
yeah,
some industries are really changing and embracing technology. Is being a paralegal or being in a law firm facing any changes or adjustments of how you do your work?
Well, everything, yeah, like you said, is done online. Where back in the days we used to have to go and walk in all your paperwork, some agents, courthouses don't even want that. You literally, everything is done online. Everything is done online. We're doing Zoom calls. They call them we don't even have meetings now and still in the courtroom. We're still doing virtual meetings, with the judge, with our client, and all of that. We're still not walking in. So that's an adjustment.
Definitely. How do you believe alumni or new graduates need to prepare when entering, if they so choose to go into the paralegal field? Like what skills or transferable skills and experiences do you see as a requirement that they should work on now to enter that field? Like, I know you mentioned a lot of writing, you know,
Yeah,
that's
a
probably
lot of writing, a lot of writing. Research is very important. You got to be time management. You got to learn how to manage your time and be detailed, because you can't miss deadlines. And I say you got to want to learn. You want to want to help people. You're dealing a lot with people. So if you're not a people person, you don't like, then this is probably isn't going to be for you, because I deal a lot with people. And what else? I think determination. Like I said, I don't know all this stuff, but I'm learning. I'm, like I said, figuring it out. So if you don't have that willingness to learn and to figure it out, obviously this is, you know, not going to be for you. If you're a person that just likes it to be all, you know, laid out, this is what I got to do, A, B, C, and D, this is not for you. Because a lot of this stuff, you got to figure it out. It's all about let's figure it out. Or like I said, and I rely a lot on the senior people. I mean, I have people that have been here like, you know, like me, 15 years, they've been here. They're like, yeah, we're retiring here. So I just kind of pick their brain. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you research that? So
how do you stay on top of like I don't know, there's new regulations, or even in your with your paralegal degree, do you have to do like continuing education
yeah,
to stay on top of that, the changes in that world?
yeah, we do have to do continuous education. We just, like I said, every day I'm on the website making sure, you know, is anything else updated? Because yeah, literally I could look yesterday and then today things have changed, you know? So like every time I file something, I just make sure everything's still the same. Like if I got to file something in Riverside, before I file it, I'm going to go to the Riverside website and make sure everything is still the same. You know, you just got to constantly check and make sure that, you know, everything's the same, because yeah, if you miss it and they change, you know, they changed it, you thought you could do it this way, but now they changed it. Yeah, you just got to make sure you just keep up on everything. Like I said, that's why I say we're constantly, I mean, I'm gonna be an expert on these court sites, you know, because every day I literally check court sites every day to make sure, you know, rulings haven't changed. You know, you could be a judge in this courtroom today and then next week he's in this courtroom, but you know, I wrote down on my pleading that it was this judge and now I got to change. You know what I'm saying? You want to be correct. You want to make sure all your information is right. So constantly staying on top of it.
Yeah. So when you were in the district attorney's office, like, did you have a specific type of case that you were like really more excited to work on, whether it was like family or criminal, or more of a challenge that you like to work on best?
Because we did so a variety of things there. Like I wasn't in a specialized unit. Now the DA's office, I was in the main courthouse, so we just did like everyday stuff like DUIs, drugs, petty, you know, theft, burglary, robbery, things like that. So it was like a variety of things. And then you have units where they only do gangs, or like only do human trafficking, or only do like what, you know, what certain things. So I was, you just seen, we did seen some of everything. I mean, there were some cases you were like, oh, wow, like you're surprised, or like, I can't believe that happened. You kind of feel bad for, you know, victims and things like that. But I mean, I think we kind of get numb because we see so much that it just kind of like, oh, that's just, sadly, that's just our everyday life, you know, that's everyday life for us.
Definitely. Well, thank you. I have questions here. I just kind of want to bring back to your title, you know, overcoming your circumstances to achieve success. You definitely have overcome and achieved so much throughout the years, you know. What advice do you have for, you know, students or alumni that sometimes you feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm gonna quit out of school, you know, or they're at, you know, jobs that are not fruitful at all?
I just say you got to stay true to yourself. Like I said, it was something embedded in me that I always wanted to do better, do better, do better, do better. So that's what kept me motivated. And then I don't know if people are real religious. Like I'm a Christian, so that helped me tremendously. So things like that, I mean, you just, like I said, my daughter, she was a great motivation for me. I couldn't fail. How can I fail? I have someone to take care of and she's watching me. So I wanted to be the best example that I could, because like I said, I didn't see an example growing up with my parents. So I wanted to be an example and show her another way of life. Like I said, not too many people, I mean, I can't say that people come out of my community, but we work harder, you know what I'm saying? Because we deal with, like I said, parents that they only have a high school education. I didn't know about balancing a checkbook, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff that I know now, I didn't learn that from my parents. I learned that from peers, school, or me wanting to know it and studying it. Stocks. You think my parents knew about stocks? No, I taught myself about stock, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to be determined to want to do better.
Yeah.
But I do have a guest here. I'm sorry, I wanted to
Okay.
my boss, he's a partner here at Madison Law. I wanted him to come in to kind of say a little something about like how I told you how he hired me with no family law experience, just knowing that I was determined to, do the job. So I just wanted him to say it.
So how many people do we have on the Zoom?
So right now there's six, but we do record it and we do put it on our library, so they'll watch it at a later time.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet at least one of you in face and the rest of you by picture.
Yes.
My name is Ali. I haven't listened to very much of this Zoom meeting, but I will tell you that the little bit I have listened to speaks completely to the Vanessa I have come to know and love over the last few weeks of her employment with us. I'm an immigrant. I came from Iran 1,000 years ago, and I learned my ways through this country, and I had to build what I have for myself. I've listened to Vanessa, and I will tell you that that is precisely who she is. She builds things for herself. She's obviously not an immigrant. In that way, we don't have that in common, but in that we strive to better ourselves. Yeah. We strive to make more of each day than we did the day before. We strive to be a part of a team and build a reputation and a camaraderie with all members of our team. And we strive to make new bonds at work, family relationships at work, though they're not our family members. But we choose who our close people are. And in those ways, I've loved working with Vanessa. She's learning the job quickly, about as quickly as I could possibly expect. Her supervisor, who oversees the department, speaks so highly of her. She is in love with Vanessa. and I'm delighted. I look forward to so many more of working with Vanessa. I hope that she is one of the people who someday walk me out of this building and say goodbye. It was nice working with you, old man, and come back every now and then and see us. But that's the kind of people we have over here, and Vanessa just seems like she's one of those people.
Yeah, you have to work with somebody that when I tell you they support us, they support, and that helps because it motivates you, and you don't want to disappoint them. So you work even that much harder because you know how hard he worked.
Yeah, it's more than a job, you like he just said, it's you become family, and it makes your everyday more enjoyable.
Bravo. Yeah. We work to live. We do not live to work.
Right.
If I can make this work environment, this job environment, a place where my friends are located, when I go to work, I don't go to work. I go to hang out with my friends and family members.
Right.
I take pleasure out of those hours and days that I have at the office. Then I'm never working. I'm always partying with my friends, with my family members, with my loved ones. What better things can we ask for? And you know, Vanessa has fit that mold to a T. It took her, I think, a few days before she realized that in the morning, I walk up and I hug half the people around here. They come running up. So now Vanessa does that. She comes running up to me. Hi, Daddy. It's nice to see you.
That's wonderful. What a great place to work on and work in, and then just look forward to hopefully learning more, you know, as much as you can there. We're so excited for you, Vanessa, and congratulations on finding, you know, a great team where you're going to be able to grow and spread your wings.
Yeah. And I'm hoping I'm a motivation to people, because like I said, trust me, I got a lot of people that said, why are you leaving? And you're crazy. But you have to follow your heart. And
Right.
I wasn't happy, and I knew I had more to offer. And like I said, I wish you would have talked more, but I needed the interview and stuff. He's seen in me.
Vanessa has a fire in her.
That he gave me that opportunity.
Vanessa has a fire in her. When I met, I think I was your second interview in the office. They told me about her, and then when I met her, I realized why they liked her. It's that fire inside her that burns strong, burns hot, and she keeps going because of it.
Yeah.
It didn't take long before she came to me and said, Ali, I want my future to be in this way. I want to invest in this stuff. I want to grow in these things. I want to do these things for my daughter. I want to leave a legacy behind. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can we ask for than an employee who wants to do more, is motivated to do more? Yes, here for both of us.
Wonderful. I'm getting comments that says, what a great boss you have, Vanessa.
Yes, he is.
I don't know. You know, I don't look at it as I'm anybody's boss. I'm everybody's coworker. I try to find out what they need to succeed, and then I look to see if that's what we can offer. When I interview, I look to see what motivates that person. And I ask myself, do we offer the environment, the opportunities, the challenges that this person needs to be fulfilled? If we do, then probably this is a good hire.
Right. Definitely. What a great way to think about it in that way. So I know we're up against time. I know we're in your lunch hour. We'll keep your time, but any final remarks or words of wisdom you or Ali would like to share with our students or our alumni that are watching and will be watching on the recording?
Like I said, I just say continue to follow your heart. Know what your purpose is. Like, I had to find out, what is my purpose? Like, what do I like doing? And once I found that, nothing could stop me to get to where I wanted to go. So you have to do some soul searching to see what I want to do. But once you find what you want to do not stop until you get it. I don't know how many times I was told no. Like, I applied for paralegal jobs for about 6 months, maybe even more, because they were scared to take that leap. Like, oh, well, you've been at the D's office for 15 years. That's all you know is criminal law. Like, why would I want you here? I heard no after no after no, but I didn't give up. I did not give. I said, one day somebody's going to see what I have to offer, and they'll offer me the job. And like I said, that's what he did. So never give up, and follow your passion, follow your heart.
I want to give you a completely different parting word. You've heard that one already. I'm going to give you a different perspective. Since we have students here, I was 27. I was in Seoul, South Korea, and I was with the #2 man of a Fortune 500 company. We're spending a week there doing some work, and this guy is obviously very successful. So one morning we're having breakfast. It's just the two of us. I said, Dick, what is the secret to your success? And he laughed. He said, I have surrounded myself with the best people I can find. They make me look good. Well, those words sounded sweet, interesting, and wise at that point in time. I kept thinking about those words. And over time, I kept going back to that model. I fully understand too. I'm 61 years old. At 61, I fully understand. I think I fully understand what Dick was talking about in 1987. Surrounding yourself with the best people you can find does a lot more than helping you succeed in your tasks ahead. It makes sure that you have a good time at work. You receive a lot more fulfillment by surrounding yourself with the best people you can find. You fulfill yourself, you fill your life with positivity, you achieve more, and you live a healthier life. If I come to work and I know that I can count on Vanessa to meet that deadline, to get that document out, I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
I can concentrate on my next task. So look around you, find the best team you can play in. Surround yourself with good people.
Yes, I'm going to add one more. Yes, get a mentor. That was very key to me. I always have somebody that you could talk to and run things by that's already doing what you're doing, and they could just kind of show you the way.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you, Vanessa. I know you are part of our mentor program. Now that you brought that up, thank you so much for, mentoring our future next generation. Like you said, it's a powerful thing to have a mentor and to show the ropes to someone, that might not have anyone that has that experience.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Before we log off, just if anyone wants to connect with you, I know you're not on LinkedIn, but we'll ask anyone to email us and we'll go ahead and email you and connect you via email if anyone is interested in connecting with you.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be fine.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Ali, for coming in. We really appreciate your words of wisdom as well. And you have a great employee there with Vanessa. She is representing the beach, so we're very proud of her. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And please follow us on social media and follow us on, visit our website to learn about future chats. We thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.